In this video, I'm going to be giving you guys 10 underrated chess concepts that genuinely add elo, the kind of adjustments that reduce blunders, improve your piece coordination, and make your moves feel purposeful instead of random, guys. These are practical. You can basically apply them immediately, right? And if you're especially under 1500 elo, these will make you a completely different player, guys. So let's go and fix those cracks in your games to start printing elo consistently. Let's go. The first thing that you guys need to know is that knights only can attack the same squares at once. All right, so if you have pieces on the same squares, be very alert for forks, guys. So again, if you have two pieces or more on the same color squares, be very careful of forks. Our next example could be like this one. Even though you see like here, instead of like making like a random trade, understand that if you have pieces on the same color, you are running the risk of getting forks. So be very alert for knights when you have pieces again on the same color. We are wasting no time, guys. Now the next one is, if you're putting a piece on an unprotected square, double check it, guys. Like, this is where a lot of one move errors come in. You just put a piece on a square where your opponents can literally just take the piece. Stop this. This is well within your control. Second thing, again, this is like vice versa. If your opponents are putting pieces on random squares, like it's unprotected, check to see if you can win the piece. Scan the board, guys. Don't just continue with your play like nothing happened. Let's get into the next one. Let's go to the third most underrated chess concept that persons just don't apply in their games. This is, if you see a good move in chess, look for a better one, guys. Like, everybody here wants the castle, but come on, man. If you have aggressive pieces in the position, meaning you have pieces that have crossed into this area of the board, you need to calculate your forcing moves first, which are your checks, your captures, and your threats. In this position, again, utilizing what we have heard earlier, which is we are seeing two pieces on the same color square. Plus, this is a check, which is a forcing move. You can actually be winning pieces if you just take the extra time to look for a better move in chess. Alright, see a good move, look for a better one, and utilize your forcing moves. Let's go. The fourth one is, if you're trying to make a tactic work on a certain square, check the amount of attackers you have versus the amount of defenders he has. Example, right now, black has 3 defenders of that d5 square, and we only have 2. So if you push the pawn, you're going to be losing that battle. Check the amount of attackers versus the amount of defenders, guys, and you will not be losing pieces so quickly or at all if you actually, again, implement this properly. Count the amount of attackers versus the amount of defenders when trying to fight for a square. Next one, let's go. Next on the list, if you are learning a new opening, study the plans. Don't just try to invent stuff, because if you're playing against somebody that actually knows their openings, then you are going to be losing quite quickly. Ensure again that you are 100% knowing the plans of the openings that you're playing. If you're especially playing something that is unorthodox, all right? If you are, again, not so familiar with openings, stick to your chess principles. What are they? Put a pawn in the center, at least some level of center control. You need minor piece development and king safety. Stick to very classical openings. The minute you go into opening theory, ensure that you're, again, studying the plans of the position and not freestyling your own moves. If you are interested in 1v1 sessions, you could book through my website. The link is going to be in my description and also pinned in my comments. RaheemGlaveschess.com. Next one. Understand that in chess, you have to give squares to get squares. Now, whenever you see a move like this, in any scenario, whenever a piece or a pawn moves, check the square that it was defending before. Alright? You might actually have a tactic if you utilize this. Persons would know this as the drawback principle. Utilize this in your games. Whenever you see your opponents make a move, example, he plays knight to d7, it was defending a6 before, you just do like a small check to ensure that you actually are not missing anything too concrete. Alright, so this is gonna be one of the biggest ones that you're gonna have to take away, which is be very careful when creating unprotected pieces. I said this before, so understand, whenever you're doing a move that is going to create a loose piece, be very careful. Remember the drawback principle. Check what the piece was defending before it moves. and you are going to be 100% okay when it comes on to tactics. The funny thing is, white resigned in this position when there was obviously a free queen, which is going to bring us to another one. Check for tactics before resigning. Let's go. Time for the eighth most powerful chess concept, which is rooks belong on the second or seventh, guys. Rooks on the seventh are in heaven, guys. So you need to understand that once you get rooks like this, they are optimally placed and they could basically just create like hell for your opponents. If they're not careful, bad things can happen to them. If you get the chance, put your rooks on again the second or the seventh, depending on which color you're at. Win more games, guys. Let's go. Next one. Check what your opponent is threatening before you move all of the time. Right? Your opponents have threats too. Don't just be like, wait, I'm going to remove the guard of this bishop and then just get checkmate in one move. Stop the one move blunders, guys. Like, don't, like, this is well within every single person's control. Stop the one move errors. Check what your opponent is threatening. Increase your elo. Let's go. Next one. When to sacrifice pieces. Do not even think of a sacrifice if you have less than 3 pieces participating. You need 1 to sacrifice, 2 to checkmate, guys. So whenever you see 3 pieces, especially around the king that has no guards in terms of pieces, you can look for a sacrifice because you need 1 to sacrifice and 2 to basically give the checkmate, the knockout blow, guys. If you have 2 pieces participating in the play, it means that you don't have any to sacrifice. So ensure that you have minimum 3 pieces and don't try to force tactics either. Okay? Thanks for making it to the end of this video. Like, share, and subscribe, and see you again another time, guys. Peace.